said to you right now that Central Cee was the most talked about rapper in the UK, would you shoot me? Is that controversial? I see so many people talking about how good he is at marketing and blah, blah, blah. But I don't think you guys really understand that there's levels to this shit and he's at the top. So this video is going to be talking about the top 5 out of the many marketing schemes that Central Cee has employed and just how calculated every move he makes is. And no, I'm not going to go through the obvious stuff like, oh, Doja Cat, using the Doja Cat, that's boring. I'm talking about the stuff that probably went over your head, as it did mine, until I had to sit down and be like, oh, damn, was this on purpose? So we're gonna go through the top 5 covert ways he's marketed his music, and stay tuned for number 5 because that one is like the most controversial, and you know, you might disagree with me on this, but yeah, we'll get into it. You may be wondering why I spend my time, effort, and energy researching the marketing schemes of someone like Central Cee. Well, that's because my name is Bolaji and I'm a digital marketer and creative consultant. I've worked with every type of company imaginable, from tech companies, health companies, social media companies, and musical artists, to help them create creative campaigns in order to market their product to the world in a non-typical way. Like, I like to think outside of the box. So this is really my bread and butter, and I want to help you to understand the more covert ways of marketing, so maybe you can use it on yourself, or at least just know when you're being marketed to. Remember, marketing is literally everything, and even if you are not a brand, you're not a company, you're just a normal person, you are still marketing yourself on a daily basis. So let me help you make it a bit easier. So one thing I found really interesting about the last 2 projects that Central Cee has dropped, excluding the No More Leaks, because that one kind of seemed like a bit of a random kind of drop. He loves to do a color-coded drop with a collab. Like, he loves a color-coded drop. So we'll first start off with the Wild West tape. It was an orange theme, so if you went on his Instagram, he had loads of pictures where he's either wearing orange, has an orange background, or something to do with orange. He also had orange merchandise. What is so amazing about that is it allows for brand recognition. Like, if you are just scrolling through Instagram and then you see him post something with orange, it reminds you, oh, his mixtape is coming out in a couple of weeks or in a couple of months or whenever it's coming. And before he'd even announced the mixtape, he was actually still wearing orange and using a lot of orange stuff. And it's kind of like, well, why is he wearing orange? It makes you think, and it makes you wonder, like, what's going on? And furthermore, every time then he now had a color-coded drop, you kind of knew, okay, if he's wearing a lot of yellow, which is the other color he used, if he's wearing a lot of like colors, oh, a mixtape is coming out, or a project is coming out, or an album is coming out. So it's really smart because he's allowing for incredible brand recognition, and he's like just using colors, like something so simple, like a color, like what? Then also with the Wild West tape, he did a Trapstar collab. So Trapstar, if you're not from England, is like a really popular streetwear brand, probably one of the most popular streetwear brands. They've been around for years at this point. By collaborating with a fashion brand, it allows for all the people who support this fashion brand to now be aware that Central Cee is there, and all the people who support Central Cee who may not know about Trapstar to be aware about Trapstar. Trapstar has an amazing target audience for Central Cee, by the way. Most people that wear Trapstar probably listen to some form of drill, probably listen to some form of hip hop or some sort of UK rap. To enhance the Trapstar collab, which I think is cool, really cool, the Wild West font was the same font as Trapstar. So it's, once again, just really cohesive, bringing it together. This collaboration also builds hype and momentum. Like, oh my God, I really want to get this Trapstar collab because it's probably going to be like limited edition. It's probably going to be worth a lot when Central Cee blows. Like, you're building momentum. People are excited, not just for the music, but also for the drop. If you're not interested in Central Cee's music, you might really like the collection of clothes that's getting dropped with this Trapstar collab, and you might just buy it even if you're not interested in his music. Either way, it's a win-win, especially now going into Central Cee's own fan base. His super fans, people who are like die-hard stans for him, are definitely gonna buy that. You know, I mean, this is something for them. They're like, I need to get this right now because I need to prove that I listen to Central Cee more than you do. So it's really helping to cultivate a community and cultivate his community and fan base, and saying, listen, this, I put my name on this and I represent this. And also, by the way, it's not just some cheesy merch, because a lot of artists, what they do is they, you know, they might hand off their merchandise or their t-shirts or whatever they do. They hand that off to somebody else to design and make, and often it's not good. Like, I've seen so much merch from artists and I'm just like, you literally just put your face on a t-shirt. Like, what is cool about that? What is cool? Central Cee, he took it a step further. I'm making my merch mad cool, mad limited edition, and you know what, it could probably sell for a lot of money later on down the line. Like, I'm sure those t-shirts are probably like 50 to 60 pounds. I'm sure now they're worth probably like 100. So if you bought and invested in Central Cee, you probably made money if you invested in that Trapstar t-shirt. And then he even went as far to get Trapstar tattooed on his body. Now, personally, I don't understand it, but maybe he has a really, really strong relationship with the owners of Trapstar. I don't really understand that. But that just goes to show how committed he is to the cause. For example, Fenty, right? Say I'm an artist. I am an artist, by the way. Check out my music. Rihanna comes to me. She says, I really want you to promote my makeup. A lot of artists will say, yes, I'll happily promote your makeup. I'll wear it on my face. I'll put it on Instagram, and I'll tell people, hey, buy this makeup because I buy this makeup, which is cool, which is normal advertising. We're very, very, very used to that type of advertising. But what do you think will work better? Me wearing the makeup or me getting Fenty tattooed on my chest? Like, what shows more dedication to the cause? And what will encourage you to buy it more? Someone who literally got it tattooed on their fucking chest, or someone who just says, hey, go buy Trapstar? It just shows commitment to the cause. Like, I'm not telling you to go out there and get, you know, Fendi tattooed on your face or anything like that. But I'm just saying that actually showing commitment to that brand and showing that you're not just doing this for the check. Like, no, I really, really actually fuck with this brand. That's really impressive. Like, your fans will appreciate that. Also, it's just like, damn, like you really fuck with this brand. So we will really fuck with this brand because you fuck with this brand. Lastly, to do with the Wild West Orange Colour collab. He's from West London. And so Wild West, it's kind of like basically representing West London. Like, the west of London is relatively small to the whole of England, but if you can get like all the teenage boys in West London to support your brand and to support your music, that's a very strong brand. That's a very strong community. The strategic name Wild West is so important because it's like he's showing ode and showing gratitude to where he's from and where he comes from. But then the people who are also from that place can be like, yeah, like this is something that's for us. This is for us. Everyone, if we're from West London, this mixtape is for us. Do you know what I mean? So it's that really, really sticky, like branding that he's doing that is amazing. Also, to develop on that, now there was a Wild West, and in the photo he's like Wild West. First of all, creating behaviors to do with your mixtape or to do with something that you're dropping, it allows people to be part of your community, because if you do this, oh, Wild West, that's what I'm talking about. Obviously this is like very common, like West Coast, but for this context, if I do this and you're in that community, you understand that I'm talking about the Wild West. And also, side note, doing this, right, Central Cee has probably a lot of suburban fans, a lot of white people from the outskirts of London or whatever that support him. And they are always gagging. Like, I've noticed this. No offense if you're this person, but they're always gagging for a way to feel cool and feel accepted and feel kind of gangster, even if they're not in areas where there's gangs or any sort of issue like that. By doing this, you're allowing your suburban fans to also feel included. Like, oh wow, I can do this and I'm not gonna get bullied or called out for doing that because Central Cee's doing it and I'm doing it to represent his brand. So I don't know if Central Cee really thought that far ahead, but I just peeped that and I was just like, okay, that's really cool, because it allows your fans who may not actually relate to your lifestyle at all, but they can still feel like they're included in it by, you know, engaging this behavior. That might be a stretch, but that's just my opinion. So moving on to the second tape, 23, which was his mixtape that actually went #1, which is really awesome. He did a yellow branding for that. So it was yellow pictures, yellow merch, a yellow Trapstar collab once again. Once again, the font of the tape was the same. It was 23, but like in a Trapstar way. He did a Trapstar collab, but this time it was yellow pieces. And then he also introduced tracksuits, which I think I like that. I like the development. I feel like maybe he saw that people were really, really interested in the Trapstar Wild West stuff, and so he said, let me expand the range. Another thing to take from that, it's like you're listening to your audience, you're listening to your fans, and you're giving your fans what they want. Yeah, they want tracksuits. I'm gonna give you tracksuits. So not only did he do the Trapstar collab, he also took it a step further and did a Cortiez collab. If you have never heard about Cortiez before, they are a streetwear brand that is really taking storm in England. Like, people love Cortiez. And if you guys want me to do a video on like Cortiez's marketing, because beautiful marketing, let me know, comment down below. Cortiez is a super hot brand. And like I say, like the customer base for Cortiez, their target audience is exactly aligned with Central Cee. It's a culture, it's a community, and they are synonymous with that. You know, Cortiez is synonymous with that streetwear, lifestyle, fashion, and I just think it's just a perfect collab. Like, I think it's even more perfect than Trapstar, because personally, in my opinion, from what I've seen, Trapstar isn't really as big as they once were, but Cortiez is literally just like, it's like they are on their way up. Like, they are very hot right now, but they've not reached their ceiling yet, in my opinion. And so like, it just so makes sense to collab Central Cee's on his way up. You know, he's blowing incredibly well. Cortiez is on their way up. Bro, bring it together. I love that combination. I love that collaboration. If you're a hardcore Central Cee fan, you're like, yeah, it could be like, my favorite era was his orange era. My favorite era was his yellow era. Like, it's just really, really cool. That's point number one. The color-coded drops were just so impactful in a low-key way. I don't think he even necessarily said, it's yellow, it's orange. I think he just knew. If you know, you know. Number two, this is a good one. Very famous girlfriends. Okay, let's talk about it. Being a star, being a celebrity, being a rapper, being a singer, being a business person, right? It is good to be focused on the art. It's good to be focused on the business. It's good to be focused on the company. But you know what really gets people talking? Your relationship status. I don't know what it is. Humans, we are obsessed with love. We love love. Ugh. But we do love love. We do love love. And people want to know who you're dating. People want to know who you're fucking. People want to know when you guys broke up. It is like a part of wanting to know the artist, wanting to know the celebrity, wanting to know the business person. When it comes to music and art and stuff like that, it's a bit more important. When you're just a CEO, whatever, or like a tech company, it's less important, but still important. Like, people care about Bill and Melinda Gates. Like, people actually care about that. People care about who Elon Musk is dating. Even if it's like not the forefront of your brand and like what you lead with, and I definitely don't say lead with your relationship, but people care. And if you can tease your relationship in a way that feels comfortable for you, you can definitely get those sets of people that are literally just obsessed with relationships. Like, there's a brand of people, shout out to them, that are like obsessed with power couples. Like, they love a power couple. They love a Beyonce and a Jay-Z. They love it. And like, they are looking for their next power couple to stand. So I'm just gonna go through his, and honestly guys, it's only for YouTube that I'm out here literally researching Central Cee's girlfriends. Like, I literally was just cringing while I was doing this. So we start with Kenza Boutique, aka 6kenza. So this was the one that I was actually the most aware of, because I remember he brought her onto like stage, I think at Wireless or something like that, and she was dancing. And then they also did the video Commitment Issues, I think it was Commitment Issues, and they did a whole video together and she was driving, and honestly they really did look really, really cute. I was like, oh, I'm here for this. Like, the thing about it is, we don't even know if they were together. Like, this is very much could have just been a publicity stunt. Like, to me, I feel like Central Cee's the kind of person that he's not even having public relationships, really. Like, he doesn't seem like that type of person. So I think every time he's seen out with a woman, it's definitely calculated, it's definitely on purpose, and it's definitely not a woman with like less than like 3 million followers. Then it goes on to Leah May. So Leah May, I think she's an influencer as well. I've never heard of her, but she's also many followers. And in loading, what he said was, it's time that I find me a wife. More time, I don't have no type, but I wouldn't mind me a Leah Mai. That's his little way of, you know, causing some little controversy, call a little talk, like, oh, who Leah May? Like, who's she? And then he was actually seen with her. So it's like, oh, is this his girlfriend? Understand that you don't necessarily need to confirm or deny anything when you're teasing your relationship. It's the talk that is the publicity. People just wanting to know, are they together? Are they together? Are they not together? That is the marketing. That is the publicity. Your name is in people's mouths. People are wondering, what are you up to? Moving on to Malu Chevejo. She's an influencer, Instagram influencer. At this point, she has 11.4 million followers on Instagram. So can you just imagine, like, the brand awareness, like, being associated with a woman with 11.4 million influencers is? And I don't think she's from England. I think she's a Latina or Mexicana or Americana. So it's a completely different fan base to his original fan base. It's like all across the world. So they must have been seen with photos together or whatever. But then she came out and she said, can't no rapper, singer, actor say they hit it? Free clout, you're welcome. She also added, I told you I'll get you to 1 million. Which made it seem like they had an agreement that, like, if he takes his photo, she'll boost his followers or something like that. I'm not too sure, but do you see what I mean? Like, this guy, he's fucking smart, getting these pretty girls to post him. Like, I don't know if he's paying them. I don't know if he's promising them the world. I don't know what it is, but it's working. Madeline RG is now his most recent girlfriend, and I think genuinely he's actually claiming her as his girlfriend. He just recently released a song called Let It Go, and before he released it, he was like, oh, I'm not allowed to release it because Madeline said I can't. So it's like really getting people interested in their relationship. Like, now people are harassing Madeline, like, let him release it, let him release it. Obviously, I don't believe that for a second. I don't think Central Cee is the type of person that would ever like let a woman stop him from, like, you know, releasing shit. So that's that on that. But I think it's definitely just publicity. Why I think having a these public relationships are definitely a marketing scheme is because it does seem calculated. You know, it's always like he gets a girlfriend before a drop. The reason why it is so effective is because it makes him seem incredibly remarkable to his male fans. His male fans are like, this is Central Cee, my favorite rapper, and also he gets the baddest girls in the world or in the UK. You know, 6kenza, she's gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous. But for the average male who probably cannot get a girl like 6kenza, seeing your favorite rapper date a bad bitch, it's like, that's my bro, that's my bros. That's my big brother. It's impressive to his male fans, especially the young ones. They're like, okay, look at you guys, Central Cee. I want to be like Central Cee. He's dating a really, really hot gal. And then on the other side, it is helping to gain female fans. Now, we all know, or if you didn't know, I'm going to tell you, female fans are the ones with the bread. Female fans are the ones that spend money. Male fans do not really spend money like that. 6kenza, Madeline Archie, Leah May, Mali Trevejo, they are women. They probably have a huge female fan base. If he's trying to expand his female fan base, it makes sense to be associated with these women with huge female followings, yeah, because they are influencers. It's not like they are like OnlyFans girls with loads of male followers. They are actually, you know, beauty influencers and stuff like that. So they have a female audience. When he was associated with 6kenza, I'm sure there was a lot of people who follow 6kenza who had no idea who Central Cee was. Like I can guarantee that your brand is now getting introduced to a whole new set of people you may not have been able to organically reach yourself. And the thing about it, why it works really great for Central Cee, he makes music. Everybody listens to music, and he makes good music at that. You can very easily then pick up new fans from her fans and then have them as long-lasting fans for you. The same cannot be said, like Central Cee probably has a very high percentage of male following. She might not have gained a lot of followers from Central Cee's followers, right? Because there's a lot of men who have no interest in beauty, no interest in fashion, or no interest in like weave and shit like that, which is stuff that she might talk about. A great marketing technique he has done has been having very famous girlfriends. Pause. I just wanted to say that this video is sponsored by myself. I spent so much time researching all of this stuff. So if you're interested in videos that analyze marketing techniques from people in pop culture, you would definitely love my channel, and give me a little subscribe. You know, a little subscribe. And if you want to also give me a little like. Back to the video. The third great marketing technique he does is employing the use of TikTok. Basically, every single he has dropped has actually been a smash on TikTok, which is, you know, I don't think that's by accident. Doja was very smart the way he dropped it on TikTok. How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay. He, is in a genre that is incredibly homophobic, incredibly misogynistic. And he comes around and says, how can I be homophobic? He dropped that on TikTok, fucking shock value. Like, people are like, what is this guy saying? Like, what is this guy actually saying? And genuinely, even I was like, what is he saying? But it does make you stop and think, like, question. And like, after a while, you know, it started to get a ring to it. Doja Cat went on to become the 5th most streamed rap song in the world in 2022. That is crazy. And that genuinely, I can say, is down to TikTok. Also, that song was like literally 1 minute long. So it's like replay value amazing. The Obsessed with You song with the Pink Pantheress sample, also very freaking genius. Pink Pantheress was blowing up on TikTok at the time. Like, she was blowing up. And what did he do? He rode on her coattails. You should never be afraid to ride on someone's coattails. One day someone's gonna ride on your coattails. It's just how the world works. I remember Day in the Life, let's see if you really trap, or whatever he said, whatever he said. I remember that was a whole TikTok trend when people would show what they were doing in their life, like the day in their life. Like, it's just so simple but so smart. When you're making your song, when you're making your thing that you're gonna market, you don't have to think, how am I gonna be able to market this on TikTok? Make it, be free of all the restraints, and then after, go through your lyrics, go through the business plan, and be like, okay, what parts of this would do well on like different platforms? And he does that amazingly well. Like, that Day in the Life, I think that probably was like one of the most low-key trends he did, but I think it was just so smart. Like, anybody who wants to just show a day in their life can just put that song on there, and they have a reason to do so. Genius. What I also really like about Central Cee is he doesn't do the typical TikTok way. Dancing tends to be the typical way songs blow up. Like, people will make a dance routine to it. I mean, not so much more now, but definitely in that time when he was dropping these songs, it was like, make a dance routine. You know, I know a couple dance routines, and then you get it popping. But he really was able to find a unique way to get his songs to blow without having to dance, which I don't think he really wanted to dance. Like I said, the genre he's in is not really here for all that dancing or that foo-foo wah-wah. So he would just literally Get a video, put it down, have his boys in the background, all wearing tracksuit, all wearing Trapstar, whatever they're wearing, and then he's just rapping along to it, and it just seems so authentic, it seems so legit, and it just seems so him, and I think that's right work, because it's so him. You don't have to have loads of friends in the background. You can literally just be like you going to roll a joint, or you going to the bar, or you going on a walk, and then you just, you know, it doesn't have to be something incredibly complex. I think it just has to seem genuine and authentic to you, and it will work. And on top of it being incredibly authentic to him, it's incredibly authentic to the UK. Like in the UK, they're not the dancing type, you know, they're very conservative people, and dancing in the street is just not something that they want to do. So I think he was able to find a way that can relate to his UK audience and makes people from the UK feel comfortable watching that and maybe even trying to replicate it themselves. Number 4 is crossover. Now, he has been, and like, I want you to understand that these things are, it's like a long-term play and a short-term play. The TikTok is a short-term play. The crossover is a long-term play. But these little short-term plays you do help to build towards your long-term play. I think he has done his crossover incredibly well. We'll start off with Lyrical Lemonade. We'll end with Lyrical Lemonade. Like, come on, Lyrical Lemonade is a perfect way to start introducing your music to an American audience. Lyrical Lemonade is for the people who kind of like other, or like the viral music, or like the catchy, trendy music per se. I'm gonna quickly just Google how many subscribers Lyrical Lemonade have. They have 20.4 million subscribers. 20.4 million subscribers. Are we understanding like what that is gonna do for Central Cee's fan base? 20.4 million people you've now been introduced to. His video is the 34th most viewed video in Lyrical Lemonade, and it came out 5 months ago. So I know for a fact that's definitely gonna increase. It's on 85 million views. He's playing chess, not checkers. Like, yeah, he could have put that on GRM Daily. GRM Daily sadly only has mostly British subscribers, and he is trying to cross over. Some other great stuff he's done to cross over. He then also did a Power 106 freestyle. I personally didn't like the freestyle, but I think he was really good in finding a way to include his English audience into it. So basically what he did was he would basically say an English slang, and it's basically explain what it meant in American. Totally cringe. However, if you're an American, you probably found that, like, I don't know, if you're American and watched this, did you enjoy it? You probably found it kind of like smart, interesting, and obviously the freestyle was actually interesting. I think I did watch all of it. So it did what it was supposed to do, because you're just like this is bad, but I can't take my eyes off of it kind of vibes. I don't know if y'all peeped this, but I peeped this. He went to an American basketball game and he sat front row with 6kenza. Now, let me tell you something. You do not sit front row in a basketball game unless you want to be seen. So yes, that's marketing, darling. Every little thing like that is marketing. You're choosing when you're seen. You're getting seen at the right places. I cannot think of another English rapper who has gone to a basketball game and done that. I remember it was like, I think they maybe done a kiss cam for them, like kiss. I don't know if they actually did, but it's just more like, all of these are probably Americans. Like, who is this guy? Who's this guy who's just in the front row? Like, I never heard of him before, but the kiss cam is on him and people actually want to know who he is. And like, there's a video on him. Like, who is this guy? Let me go search up. Who is Central Cee? Lastly, what I've been seeing him do recently, because you guys know I do my research. He has been going on these American live streams. So there's a person called Alive Speed and another person called Kenna, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not really into that stuff, but he's like a Twitch streamer or whatever. And he spent like an hour on live with these guys, just kicking up, chatting. Live streamers, these Twitch streamers, they have a perfect target audience. Young children, young kids who are looking for new artists to support, who are looking for somebody to be their idol, who are looking for somebody to support and be a stand-up. And he's going there, giving them personality, giving them funny, giving them, you know, he's really tapping into markets that you don't see a lot of English rappers tap into. And that's why I'm saying that this guy is playing chess, not checkers. He is playing for the long game. He's playing to win. So the final point I wanted to make, that I did say would be kind of controversial, so please do not drag me, but is his racial ambiguity. Could you tell me where Central Cee is from? I couldn't tell you. I actually for a long time thought he was mixed race, but then when I started looking at him properly, I'm thinking, is this guy Asian? Like, I don't know where he's from. And no one knows where he's from. And on that live that I was talking about prior, he didn't say where he was from. Now, I don't know what the reason it is. One, he's trying to keep people talking, which I say that he does a lot. He's good at getting people to talk. So people will forever ask, where are you from? And if he doesn't say, that's going to be a question for a very long time. So it's smart. It's like keeping a bit of mystery about you. I think another thing about it is just like kind of the street cred. Like Central Cee has been very good at not being able to be lumped in with the white rapper or the other rapper. He basically has the black pass. I don't know what they call it nowadays. He's not seen as a white rapper. He's not like, oh, he's good for a white rapper. He's just a rapper. The race topic itself is a talking point. You know, it is a form of marketing. Like people do not understand that, but being able to keep some elements of you a mystery and something that people want to know, but you're not telling them, it build intrigue into you and your brand. But he has been able to kind of skim the line of black, maybe not black, maybe Asian, who knows where he's from. But it's good because like he's able to play into different markets, you know what I mean? He's marketable. It allows him to move between subgroups, little to no backlash. You know, if he does ever decide to come out as white, it's like it's already too late. All the black people already support him. It does just give him more street cred. I mean, a lot of his music, he talks about selling drugs and this and that and whatnot, and I'm just like, okay, well, you know, it sounds a bit more authentic when it's coming from someone who's not white. Let's just be real. I'm gonna say that racial ambiguity does give him another layer of like, I can do this and that, whereas, you know, an H and RD, can they do the same things? Can an H and an RD have a Trapstar collaboration? Can an H and an RD have a Cortiez collaboration? It's cringe. It doesn't work. That's why they go on chicken shop date. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's just different. So to conclude, overall, Central Cee is a genius, a marketing genius. Not because of the obvious ways he markets, but because of the more covert ways he markets and how incredibly calculated it is. I think he's definitely following in the footsteps of someone like Drake, where every move has been thought out. There is no accidental move in this game. And I think it's very smart. I think his air of mystery adds to the brand. I think he understands his fan base incredibly well. I think he has taken the time to really understand who supports him, what they like, and how he can tap into those markets to make it easier for more people like that to find him. I think he's able to pander to both UK and US audiences very well without seeming like a sellout, in my opinion. I think his career span has been incredibly short, but he's been able to make such an impact in such a short period of time. I'm genuinely interested to see how his career plays out and if he's able to cross over successfully. In my opinion, I think he will. But, you know, you never know with these people, you never know. I think what the most important thing is that he enjoys the business aspect of it. He enjoys marketing. He enjoys finding new ways to get people talking about him. If you own a business, if you're an artist, if you're just someone who wants to just get out there more, you have to find ways of getting people to talk about you. You might hate attention. You might hate people talking about you. But if you really want to make your business grow, it is about building intrigue, building questions. Who are you? What do you do? What do they represent? Those are things you need to think about if you want to take yourself to the next level. And I also think his sound is unique. And I think that without good music, he wouldn't be where he is today. And I think he does make good music. I think he does make quality music. I don't listen to his music, but I'm not a hater. I have ears, I can hear. And I can be like, yeah, for his audience, he makes good music for them. Do you get what I mean? If you like this video, be sure to check out my video on Megan Thee Stallion and how being a hot girl made her a millionaire. That is also a really great video. And if you own a brand and you are looking for a consultation with me on how to take your brand to the next level through creative marketing, figuring out campaigns and working together to help build your brand, definitely click on the Calendly link in the description box to book a session with me. Let's take your brand to the next level. Have a lovely day, guys, and thank you so much for watching my video. Mwah!